day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the show on this Thursday, the 7th of April, 2022. Thank you for tuning in. Glad to have you guys here. Now, we're going to be talking about maybe a possible new use for silver that's coming very, very soon. And anyway, welcome to the show. We're going to get started. We're going to do the market report today, and we're going to talk about this new use for silver. We got a lot going on in the world right now. The Federal Reserve is getting ready to make the biggest mistake of their life. They're going to start 50 basis points interest rate hikes up. And at the same time, they're going to try to trim their balance sheet by, I think it's $90 billion a month or something like ridiculous. It's ridiculous. What they're trying to do is ridiculous. They're just going to end up crashing the markets and then have to try to turn everything around, which is going to require even more stimulus ultimately. And so it's just going to be a total mess, a disaster that's coming up in the next 4 months. But let's get started. Let's open up the charts right here and take a look at what's going on. The chart has got a little delay. I guess click start. There we go. Charts are started. So this new chemical agent is called borophene. It says borophene is a crystalline atomic monolayer of boron, a two-dimensional allotrope of boron, also known as a boron sheet. Now, evidently, to make this sheet, they use some sort of silver substrate. And what this is actually good for, it's going to be used in semiconductors. It's going to be used, it says right here, borophene exhibits a plane of elasticity, and ideal strength that can be stronger than graphene and more flexible in some configurations. Boron nanotubes is what they're going to be making. And it's also mixed in with the new nanotube nanostructures. This is where electronics, things like electronics, cell phones, if you can imagine a cell phone screen that is practically indestructible. You know, everybody's got a phone. It's got a crack in their screen. Anyway, so they're going to be using silver in this process. And I mean, this could take off rather quickly, but they're going to have the silver in order to do these applications. And that's the main point I'm making to you guys. Silver's required. And for an awful lot of other applications in the electronics industry, you know, you can't get away without silver. So what exactly is silver doing today? Let's get in there and take a look at the price. It's down 4 cents. Something that they need, and something that's in short supply, and something that's costing more and more to get out of the ground because of rising costs of energy. Yet the COMEX is able to keep the price suppressed down under $25. And if you realize that they have to quite literally, I think it's something like 200 pounds of ore, that's rock, they have to dig out of the ground and process. Actually, it's a bit more. It's probably like 250 pounds of rocks that they have to actually crush to a powder to get 1 ounce of silver, and then add chemicals and put it in a vat and then heat it and then heat it again. Well, you can see what I'm talking about. Plus, they have to do discovery. I mean, they haven't had the money really to do adequate research and discovery of new silver deposits. And of course, they're working with their older deposits, which are going to run out unless they do research to find new deposits. And if they don't have the funds in order to do that, well, you can see really what's going to happen is silver market is probably the market that's primed more than any other market in the world to break, I mean, run out of supply for the world. But they have to keep the price suppressed because it's going to reflect again on the dollar if they don't. But they're not going to be able to. Either that or they're just not going to have any. And without silver, I mean, it's just one of the essential things, you know. But I suppose they're in a thing now where they, around the world, you know, they're running out of everything, running out of fertilizer, running out of this, running out of that. Well, they basically shut the world down. And I mean, none of what they did worked anyway. And now they're paying the price, and we're going to pay the price. In fact, shutting the world down to possibly save a few lives and then maybe lose billions of lives because they're not going to have enough food to go around to supply everybody. Food shortages are a serious thing, especially in underdeveloped countries. Anyway, we're going to move on here. We're going to take a look at what's going on with the cryptocurrency today. And what we're seeing is a cryptocurrency industry is still maintaining above $2 trillion with a Bitcoin price of $43,519. Let's take a look now at the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We're looking at 34,242. It's down 254 points on the day. But, you know, I'm going to tell you guys, we could really see this thing roll over when the Fed really starts to try to reduce their... I mean, what does everybody think out there that propped these markets up to begin with? Was balance sheet and being increased, the Fed's balance sheet going up higher and higher. That money is what's filtered down through the system to make this market what it is. And it's like a carpenter putting legs on the table, you know, and I mean, that's what's holding the table up. Now the carpenter's coming along saying, well, I'm going to saw all the legs. I'm going to saw all the legs off of that table I made. Well, of course, the table's just going to fall on the ground. That's the way with the markets. It's a no-brainer. But, you know, they got to seem like they're doing something. And I think they must know that if they haul the support out from underneath all the markets, all these bubbles are going to start to burst. Let's move on and take a look at crude oil, $96.97 today. And that's the lowest price we've seen in a little while. And that's probably going to start to reflect at the pumps. In the United States, we might see the price go down closer to $3 a gallon. And in Canada, we might see the price go down to maybe $1.60 a liter, $1.55 a liter. From it was as high as like $1.80 a liter. So we could see a little bit of a price drop all across North America. Now, I'm not sure what the price is in the United Kingdom and in places like that. Places like Australia, I'm just not exactly sure what they're paying. Let's take a look at the MOVE Index today. 123 today on the MOVE Index. And it's down, well, no, it's actually up. It's 123 anyway, so it's within tolerable levels, but it's kind of high. It should be around 40 for nice, stable, secure credit markets. It should be around 40. When you get over 100, it's not looking good. It's sick when you see over 100. But when it gets over 150, that's when they tend to react to it. And how they reacted last time was opening up repo facilities. Repurchase facilities where they would give the banks overnight money to support them when the credit markets become unstable. Let's take a look at bonds and rates today. And bonds are becoming uncomfortably high. We got a 7-year at 2.7%, 10 years at 2.64, showing an inversion. We got 3.4 basis points climb in a 10-year. We got a 30-year at 2.68, and it's up 6 basis points. Getting uncomfortably high on the long end of the yield curve. This is going to affect mortgages. People are going to start to slow down all these massive purchases of homes that's been going on. It's created this real estate bubble. Now, I'm not saying the real estate bubble is going to pop, but I'm saying that it probably is going to cool down significantly as these rates rise. Let's take a look now at the U.S. dollar index. This is not my, here's my dollar index. 99.64, and there's a lot of volatility today in the dollar, up and down, but mainly it's going along sideways at 99.64. So this has been your market report for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the very next show. Bye-bye.